Hello and welcome. This is Jerry Mills with a panel discussion on beauty pageants. Suppose you had never heard of a beauty pageant and someone were explaining them to you for the first time in your experience. What would you think of beauty pageants? Due to the sensitive nature of this topic, I have invited three Englishmen to discuss this sensitive subject. As everyone knows, no one has more erudition and all-around class than someone who speaks with an English accent. I invited Lord Christopher Monckton, Nigel Farage, and Katie Hopkins. Unfortunately, they had other plans and they were not able to come. For that reason, I've invited three other people who speak with British accents.
Hi, I'm not British, I'm English.
What's the difference?
I ain't got a quid to me name. I'm too poor to be British.
Oh, okay. Let me introduce our panel of distinguished guests. Our first panelist is Lord Neville Ascot.
Cheerio, old boy. I'm very glad to be here.
Next we have Professor Cecil Smith Fenwick.
Good evening, Dr. Mills. It's nice to be here.
And lastly we have Michael H. Skinner.
Hi, Governor. Call me Mickey.
Okay, Mickey. I'm wondering, what does the H in your name stand for?
The H stands for Henry.
The H is for Henry.
Right. That's what I said.
All right, let's get started. You're pretending that you've never heard of a beauty pageant, and I'm explaining it to you for the first time in your experience.
Beauty contest? I never heard of it. I ain't got the foggiest.
I have a question. Since beauty is in the eye of the beholder, how the devil can the judges agree?
I agree with Dr. Neville. Beauty is usually defined as some deviation from the norm. If one person, such as I, prefers full sensuous lips, another may despise them and give her a low score.
Indeed. I happen to like wide-set eyes, but my opinion may not be shared by others.
I like a healthy-looking bird, but a healthy-looking bird ain't got no chance of winning. Speaking of getting turned on by birth defects, what turns your head, Dr. Mills?
I like a slight overbite. Not enough that she looks as if she could eat an ear of corn through a picket fence, but just enough to be noticed a little bit. I've always liked Eleanor Donahue, for example. As to your point, they're not judging actual beauty, they're judging prettiness. Since a judge might give a lower rating to some women having a world-class beauty standard, such as a mole or an overbite or something else, then a world-class beauty wouldn't have a chance of winning. It's more a pretty contest, something that would fit everyone's concept of being pretty.
You mean they're looking for the lowest common denominator?
Something like that. The winner, of course, wouldn't be ugly enough to make a buzzard wretch, but she wouldn't have any of the qualities that mark a world-class beauty either.
Are you telling us that these competitions reward mediocrity?
Well, they're judging more than just beauty. They're judging talent as well.
What kind of talent do they presume to judge? Are these contestants creative writers or scientists?
No, nothing like that. Just piano playing, dancing, stuff like that.
Why, that would present us with the same problem as judging beauty. Real talent always involves creativity, which is more controversial than standards of beauty.
You mustn't expect to see talent in the talent competition. The judges are not actually judging talent. They're judging technical proficiency. It's always risky to get creative with familiar material, and it's always risky to introduce new material.
So they settled for the lowest common denominator. Once again, excellence is punished and mediocrity is rewarded. Dr. Mills, Why don't they just call it a technical proficiency competition? What is the reason for this terminological inexactitude?
I think it's because Americans are very impatient. Perhaps it takes them too long to say technical proficiency competition.
I wonder, Dr. Mills, you got a musical talent?
I can whistle.
What? Whistling is not a talent.
It is the way I do it.
Bravo, old man. Good show.
I play a musical instrument. I play a comb.
Cecil, what is your talent?
I do imitations. I don't do voices. I imitate faces. Here's Stan Laurel of Laurel and Hardy.
Well, we seem to have a very talented group here. Lord Neville, what is your special talent or ability?
I beg your pardon. I'm a lord. Noblemen do not have talents or abilities.
Oh, I'm sorry.
What else is involved in this beauty contest that's not a beauty contest?
They also have a swimsuit competition. Take a look.
Good heavens! They're nearly naked. It's uncivilized.
Oh, blimey, Governor, it's not quite right, you know. Ask me mate, he'll tell you.
Who judges this contest? Harvey Weinstein?
Typically, the judges are CEOs of companies that market cosmetics and overpriced clothing and bathing suits. These television sponsors of these beauty pageants are the companies that market overpriced clothes and cosmetics and bathing suits. Let me show you something from the evening gown competition.
Well, that explains it all. Every one of those women is wearing expensive clothing and more makeup than circus clowns.
Yeah, you can hardly see their faces for all the cosmetics.
It appears that this beauty contest idea of yours is just a marketing campaign.
That's devilishly clever of them, what?
Gentlemen, beauty pageants have one more competition.
Not more mediocrity, I hope.
I'll let y'all be the judges of that. The judges ask each finalist a question, and the contestant is judged on how well she answers the question.
Oh, I think I see. She's judged on her ability to explain something that's within her area of expertise.
No, quite the opposite. It's a random question, and she's likely to know little or nothing about the topic.
Okay. Recent polls have shown a fifth of Americans can't locate the U.S. on a world map. Why do you think this is?
I personally believe that U.S. Americans are unable to do so because some people out there in our nation don't have maps, and I believe that our education, like such as in South Africa and the Iraq, everywhere like such as, and I believe that they should, our education over here in the U.S. should help the U.S. or should help South Africa and should help the Iraq and the Asian countries, so we will be able to build up our future for our children.
Thank you very much, South Carolina.
She is judged on the shallowness of her response and how glib she is in pretending to know about the topic and care about it. Insincerity is always a plus.
And honesty is punished. Tell me, What kind of evil bloke dreamed up an idea like that?
What kind of person would want to watch a thing like that?
The same kind of person who would take Hollywood actors and politicians seriously when they virtue signal about a problem, although they've been part of the problem all along.
I've enjoyed as much of this as I can stand.
I've seen quite enough of this, thank you.
So have I. I bid you good day.
So have I. This is Jerry Mills with his bird, Yaguai. Good day.